Hello guys and welcome back to another episode. So today we're going to talk about Brewmaster's PvP talents and how I best like to play the game as Brewmaster PvP tank, and well, you can say my talent rotation and how I would suggest playing it. So you can see this movie as kind of a guide for playing Brewmaster tank in PvP. So let's start with the talents. So the talents here I'm also on live on beta. I'm playing with the same talents. In the first row I like to have Eye of the Tiger. Well, for the Eye of the Tiger I like to have always to be able to cast a dot. So if you're playing against a rogue, field druid or someone who can go into stealth, I think it's pretty neat that you can, just with your basic Tiger Palm, that you can put on a dot on him, and for the next 80 seconds you will be deal damage to him. So if you got an Eye of Tiger on him and he goes to vanish, I mean then he just pumps out of the vanish instantly. You could also go with Chi Wave, that also will deal damage and heal, but it has a cooldown on and it will give you an additional damage ability you have to use in your rotation. So it's up to you if you want to have an additional one. But I mean, it's not a damage over time, and it's not 100% sure to actually heal you if you are much more interested in to actually only be healed by yourself. And Chi Burst, I will probably never go with that one, too long cooldown, so nah. So After Tiger would be the first one I would say. The next one here, you can say I will not go with Celerity ever, but Chi Torpedo and Tiger Loss will probably be the two that I will go for. Depends on who you're actually playing against. If you're playing against a Frost Mage, I would probably take Tiger's Lust, but if you're playing against a combination that doesn't have really much freeze on that, I'll probably take Chi Torpedo because it helps you to actually chase the target or chase the healer. And Chi Torpedo is much more cooldown based. But Tiger Loss will probably be versus a Frost Mage. Chi Torpedo will be probably against any other thing. The next one here, you could say which one should you choose here. I actually liked Spitfire because it makes me you can say you will damage more, and as a tank you will deal 30% less damage in PvP. So with Spitfire, Tiger Palm has 25% chance to reset the cooldown of Breath of Fire. So while you're spamming DPS with Tiger Palm, your Spitfire can actually be resetted, and that's more damage. You could also take Light Breathing, that is reducing cooldown of your Iron Skin Brew or Perifang Brew and increasing the maximum, but I mean it's much more defense, and as a tank you already have pretty much defense. So do you need more defense or do you want more damage? That's actually a question to your healer. Black Ox Brew, I would probably not take that one. Well, it gives you full energy again, and full stacks of your defense, but I never really feel like a Brewmaster Monk in PvP that I go low on energy. I feel like I have full energy all the time. For the next one here, you could take either Tiger Tail or Ring of Peace. So Ring of Peace is creating this massive circle on the ground that people cannot enter, so if you're playing a battleground it's probably cool, but in arena I will probably say I don't know really if that's worth. But Tigerfall is actually also nice, that it gives you your stun 2 yards anymore and reduce the cooldown by 10 seconds, so it's only actually 50 seconds cooldown. So I mean that's pretty cool. Summon the Ox statue, it doesn't really have any. No, it's only pure PvE, so forget about that one. The next one here, it's again depending on your healer. I mean, if he's a good healer or you play, let's say you play 2 vs 2 with a warrior, I would probably take Healing Elixir because it's a massive healing. You can 30% healing you can use 2 times, so like this, it doesn't have any global cooldown, so you can just pump them both very quick and they will be ready in, well, each of them will be ready in 30 seconds. Else I would probably say Bob and Wave, increase the duration of your stagger so you can take more damage over a longer time. And Dampen the Harm, reduce all damage you take by 20 to 50, with larger attacks being reduced by more. I mean it's just like a bastion for druids, so I'd probably take Healing Elixir no matter what. The next one here is a bit tricky because personally I like Special Delivery, so every time you use, let's say, Iron Skin Brew or Perifang Brew that has a global cooldown on, then you throw up a big keg in the air that smashes down and the ground, dealing 3000 damage. And 3000 damage is pretty much because your standard Tiger Palm is dealing 2000. So it will be 3 times 3k damage that will drop down from the air. The problem is that you don't choose who it's actually dropping on. It's dropping on a random enemy. So if it's 2v2, I mean, it's not many it can drop on, but if it's a battleground, it can drop on anyone in, yeah, you can say the nearest 8 yards. Or probably it can actually fall longer, it's just the damage to his 8 yards. So this one here is my favorite because it's passive and it's pretty cool. The next one here is Rushing Dvalin, and it doesn't cost energy and it's a free AoE that deals 6000 damage over 8 seconds. It's very low damage, so I will probably use it if you are playing against a rogue or field druid. You need to find out of stealth because you can just spam it. As you can see, it's over 8 seconds and the cooldown is only 5 seconds, so you can have it on all the time. So if you like to have a little damage over time around you, Rushing Dvalin is also perfect. Doesn't deal as much damage as Special Delivery, but it's a damage over time around you all the time, so people maybe get afraid of attacking you actually. And Invoke the Black Ox is kind of like the healers, you can say the healers Spirit Crane. It's you're summoning this Black Ox for 45 seconds that will attack your primary target and taunt it, so the taunt doesn't work in PvP. And it deals damage all the time, so you kind of get a pet for almost a minute that will go and help you with killing a target. It has a very long cooldown, so I have not been a fan of it, so I will probably stick with Special Delivery as it helps you damage all the time because your Iron Skin Brew doesn't have any cooldown almost, and when you use Tiger Palm or Blackheart Strike together with Kick Smash, it resets the cooldown almost on the Iron Brew skin, so yeah. Well, you can say it's again up to, but I will probably go with Special Delivery. The next one here is again based on, do you want more damage or do you want more defense? High Tolerance is making your stagger, you can say 8% stronger, and depending on your stagger you gain haste, but the problem is that you're playing tanks, so no one will probably never go directly to you, so I will not go with this one here. And Guard is, you can say it's giving you a shield where you can take a lot of damage that is delayed for, yeah, guard against future attacks, causing the next 81k damage delayed by a stagger instead of being prevented. So okay, so yeah, the next damage you will take will, instead of it stacks, it will just actually be prevented, like it will just, you can say, as a shield bubble. So I mean, it's pretty cool if you want to survive against someone in 1 versus 1 or 2 versus 2 if it's DPS combos. But if you want to play more DPS spec, I'll probably go with Blackheart combo, because if you use Blackheart Strike, your next Tiger Palm is dealing 100% more damage. Or if you use it if you use it on Breath of Fire, the cooldown is reduced by 3 seconds. And if you use it on Kick Smash, 2 seconds more is removed on Iron Skin Brew. You can say the cooldown on it. Or if you use Iron Skin Brew, pause stagger damage for 3 seconds. So if you're taking a lot of stagger damage right now, you can pause it for 3 seconds. So I mean, all these here in the Blackheart Strike combo is, I think it's making a lot of more funnier combat because you can choose different combos now when dealing damage. So this is my talent I would recommend to you, especially if you're going to play a tank that is actually being able to self-heal and damage a lot. So now the PvP talents. I would always go with Gladiator Medallion, and Relentless I will never go with that one anymore because it's not stacking with the Orcs passive anymore. So probably take Gladiator's Medallion. For the next one here I will go with this one here called Eerie Femination. You gain 30% movement speed and 15 magical damage reduction based on your current level of stagger. So this one here helped me when I take damage and I actually have to chase a target, because the more damage I take, the more faster I will run and less damage I will take from magic. So playing against a mage, this one can be pretty helpful. Reduce the duration of snares by 20, you move 15% faster 3 seconds after being attacked. And this one here combined with this one here, well, no one will be able to flee from you because you will be a running machine that will never stop because you're so fast. So, and it reduces the duration of your snares, so no one will ever be able to catch you. And this one here will give you an extra stun. So your next kick smash deals 50% additional damage and stun all targeted hits for 3 seconds. So when you use this one here, you can see I have it on 5. So before I attack someone with kick smash, I used my double barrel, this talent here, and you cast my kick smash and stuns. And when the stun is over, I can just cast after that leg sweep. So that's totally 3 seconds and 3 seconds, so it's 6 seconds stun. And if I need to stop it anymore, I can just zap him or paralyze him. So with paralyze, double barrel and leg sweep, I can basically hold down a healer maybe for 9 seconds in total. So that's pretty much. So you can say your main role as a Brewmaster tank is not dealing damage. It's going to be the annoying tank that is going to slow down people, to stun people, to zap people. You're going to be the crowd control freak that is going to be the guy no one actually wants to attack because you have so much health and defense. But you're going to be that annoying guy who's, you can say, a guard running around the enemies and stunning them, and yeah. And while you, let's say, stunning the healer all the time, your other DPS mate in your 3v3 team can basically kill another DPS because you can stun, and you also have interrupts. So you have interrupt, 2 stuns and paralyze. It's pretty much. As my rotation, the rotation is pretty straightforward. You use Tiger Palm to put on your dot and damage your time ability. You have your Blackout Strike that deals a lot of damage and make either Tiger Palm stronger or your other spells stronger. Kick Smash, I would always start with that if I want to stun with double barrel, because it also deals more damage. And remember always to use Breath of Fire after kick or smash, so it deals damage over time also. You have to oil them before you can burn them. Every time I start in combat, when I go into combat, I start with throwing out 3 Iron Skin Brew. So I attack 1 time, and then I cast 3 Iron Skin Brew. Because then with this talent here, I'm throwing 3 kicks up in the air that is damaging, so it will be totally 9k damage. And that's a pretty big start. And together with the kick smash, it's 7k damage. You can see it's pretty much damage you begin to cast on very short time. And also because of Iron Skin Brew, you stagger more damage, so if they go you, 75 of the damage you will almost take is going to be staggered. And of course the damage will then be dealt to you over time, but I think it's pretty neat. And of course if you're getting a high stack, you have your Purifying Brew, that is, removing 50% of all the stacks you have. And if needed, you of course also have your Vivify that is healing you, but it costs a great amount of energy. And it doesn't really heal that much. It heals like 5% of your total health. And every time you take damage, you can see here with this passive talent you have here, passive spell, this one here. Every time you take damage, you have the chance to create a healing Sapphire. If you run through it, it will heal you for 12k, but you also have your spell here called Expel Harm that will draw them all to you and heal you for a lot of damage, healing. And 10% of all the healing you take will damage, well, everyone close to you. Well, it just says damage the nearest enemy for 10% of the healing. So it's pretty cool. And also, let's say if you're playing against a Warlock and he has a lot of dot on you, and you have to kind of run away from him, you have your Zen Meditation you can use. So 60% of all the damage you take for over damage abilities will be removed. But if someone hits you with a melee or straightforward attack, it will stop it. Remember also, as Brewmaster Monk, you have your Transcendence, so you can set up a clone of yourself. If needed, you can teleport to it. So if someone is, let's say, attacking you and you jump under the bridge, he jumps with you, you can teleport up again. And and he has to run all around you, and you can basically just begin to heal yourself. So, and if shit is really going down, you have your Fortifying Brew. Go away. You have your Fortifying Brew, and that's probably your strongest cooldown you have, because your health is increasing by 20, the efficiency of staggers increased by 10, and you reduce all damage you take by 20%. So it's a pretty badass spell. And remember, you have sap that has 20 yards range, so if you see a healer that is beginning to heal and you want to stop him, well, sap him. So I think that's basically mod telling you everything about Brewmaster Monk you have to. So already now, by seeing this movie, you can already tell yourself, do you want to play the guy that DPS a lot and kills the target, or do you want to be that annoying tank who is going to interrupt the whole team, still do half as much damage as the DPS, but going to be a very annoying person who's going to interrupt all the time, and they have to, you can say if you're playing against a mage team, they have to look at you all the time, they have to sheep you all the time, they have to all the time focus on you, because if they don't focus on you, you will probably be able to lock down the healer the whole fight. And at the same time you lock the healer down, you can actually also kill healers. It takes a bit more time than a DPS, but you are still able to kill the healer. So yeah, so I can just say thank you guys for watching, and if you liked the video, press the like button. Else, yeah, this was just a little guide. If you're thinking about playing tank as main in PvP in Battle for Azeroth, I would recommend I would recommend Brewmaster. And also, last note, I made a video here yesterday, and it's about when I get 1k subscribers, I will give out a free copy of Battle for Azeroth. So if you want to be in that, you can say, competition, you have to go to the other video I have that is called giveaway. Go in, subscribe to the channel, leave down a comment in the comment section, say I subbed, and you will be in the part of winning the game. And it's only the people who actually have subscribed and written a comment on that movie with the title called giveaway, they will be actually able to win the game. So if you don't have the money to buy the game, or you want to give the game to a friend or girlfriend, well, go in, be in the competition, and when I reach 1k subscribers, one of you will win the game. So as I can just say, thanks you guys for watching, and have a nice day.